Yay, maybe. Hopefully. Yay, Squirrel Tribe. Okay. Here we go. Now, let me get that down. That down. Whoop. And mute. And live chat. Because I hate top chat. And live chat up here because I hate top chat. Hi, Jack. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Anna. Oh, how is everyone tonight? Hi, Isla. And Steven. All right, so I'm so glad to be starting this series. And I feel bad, kind of, because I hope it doesn't confuse anyone because we have two different tarot studies going at the same time. But I think you're all pretty bright, so I think we'll be all right. Doing good. Been feeling some Anubis energy. Ooh. That's, well, that can be good. Hopefully it's good. All right. I don't know if I want to. So let me say, first of all, what we're going to do, I'm going to, we'll talk about the daily stuff in a minute, and then we'll get going. We are going to take each card from the beginning all the way through. And so we're starting tonight with the Fool, although I thought for a second maybe we would start with the Magician, because some people put the Fool at the end of the Major Arcana. And I thought, nah, I don't really like that. I'm always like, where is it? And then, even though it's because it's supposedly, it wasn't numbered. And so it's like before the creation starts. I love BCC. Brian Cormack Carr has a great video about the Fool. I should have figured out what the name of it was, but if you look on his channel, it's on one of his studies, and it's a great video about the Fool and it's like potential energy. Well, it's both the beginning and the end. Yes, it is. That's true. It's like the potential energy before the creation of the tarot. It's that potential energy, and that's what the card really means, is that new beginnings, potential, the unknown, kind of going out into the unknown and you're not sure, and all that kind of stuff, which I think is very apropos with us starting the Alchemist series. I have uploaded the first 3 videos. I'm going to do a couple more tonight when we're done. And I'm so excited to have a great discussion about this book. So I really hope that you guys will follow along with me, and either if you have the book, go get it, or just listen. I have a hard time just listening audio wise to books. Like, a lot of people can listen to it while they're running or while they're driving, and I don't know if it's my ADD or what, but I get distracted, and I'm like, wait, what did they just say? What was that? So I hope that you guys have a little better luck than that. If not, to the point where I would copy the pages. I know you're not supposed to do that, but this book is that important. So I may if some of you are having a hard time with the audio part, I may try to copy the pages down. And since our group is private, hopefully I won't get in trouble. Hi, Paris. It is Thursday. Hi, Papa Squirrel. Happy Valentine's Day to you too. And Anna, happy Valentine's Day. And Sea Willow, happy Valentine's Day. And I always say happy Lupercalia too, because Lupercalia is something that the Romans used to celebrate. And anything that has to do with wolves, I'm all in. I'm like, hell yeah, let's celebrate Lupercalia. Plus, it sounds cool, right? Just Lupercalia. Um, and Lupercalia was kind of a, hi Tom, kind of a, I don't know, I don't want to say brutal holiday. No. Okay, one down. Actually, I thought I took that off of there. Hang on one second, because Hexen is trying to call me while I'm on here. So I have to message him and tell him I'm sounded like lubricant, right? Yeah, it is a Roman term that turns out it means basically it means the wolf. What are we lubricating? I'm on live, honey. So what she said. It is a Roman word that means wolf. And so I just started. It's okay, witchy woo. And so anyway, they would put all the women's names into a hat, and the guys would pick out a name that they had to chase. And then if they caught the woman, they could have their way with her. And that's not all the holiday was, but of course that's the thing that always sticks in my mind, because I'm like, all right, it kind of sounds creepy. It kind of sounds fun though, right? You're like, oh, that would be kind of cool. But a lot of the old pagan holidays had to do with, sex with different people. So, they weren't as sexually repressed as us, for sure, right? That's okay, Tom. The notifications have not been great lately for all of sex and alcohol. Exactly. For all of YouTube. Hi, Barefoot Taurus. Ooh, I swear I was going to remember your name, and now it just left me completely. I was just thinking, oh look, because you just posted something on the page, and I was like, oh yeah, Raquel, yes, I got another one down. Yes, okay. That's where the lubricant came in. Exactly. That must be it. Oh, I sign in and the first thing I hear is sex. I'm in the right place. Yay, right? Yay. Hi, Dawn and Rochelle. At least it wouldn't be so painful, right? Yay. Hi, Sherry Bug. So, hopefully Hexen will read his message. I can't believe now. Hold on. Let me just try to check my thing here, because I swear I don't know why it would allow. I took off all notifications. I don't know why it would allow him to try to call me and it would stop my video. That's truly annoying when I took off all notifications. Anyways, I'd like to ask you a question, please, about someone. Mr. Kevin, if it's about a tarot reading, I'm not doing readings tonight. You can ask me a witchy question if you want some advice on something witchy. That's okay, but I'm not doing readings tonight. These conversations, I know, right? We guys have the most interesting conversations where I didn't see it. Oh, okay. So hopefully, all right. Hopefully that's the last message. All right. So, happy Valentine's Day to everyone. Happy Lupercalia. There's a couple other holidays that are around this time. Saturnalia, I think. No, not that one. I can't remember. I was going to post it. I did this whole study on it, and I printed out a whole bunch of pages, and then I'm like, you know what? I don't know if I want to do all this stuff on Lupercalia and all that, because it's not something that we would really celebrate. Hi, Hexen. It's not something that we would really celebrate much today, but it's kind of a fun thing to think about. So did the sack come with all 3 card sets? I'm so intrigued. Did the sack come with... Oh! Yes, it did. It did. Hi, Sarana. Okay, so what we are doing, again, is we are going over, on Thursday nights now, we are going over the before, and then I'm going to use my Dirty Pam, the during, like the present moment, and then the after of each card. And we're going to start at the very beginning, and we're going to look at each card tells a story. And there's a lot of decks, there's a lot of tarot teachers that will, why do they call it Dirty Pam? Well, I'll show you a few of the cards. Now, apparently you can't get this deck right now, although they are redoing it. And this year it's supposed to come out again. They call it the Dirty Pam because the cards are a little bit different colored, which is why I love this deck. I love the colors in this deck because they're just a little bit different. So if you look at the background, see, look at the background on that Empress. Isn't that gorgeous? So the backgrounds are just a little bit different. They're a little bit darker. They're a little bit moodier. And they like fade in and out. So, you know, if you're looking at the regular Rider-Waite, which I, of course, put away because I got it out and I'm like, no, I just don't. It's so bright and annoying to me. I just don't like using it. But I love the Rider-Waite deck. It's just, and you look at this, yes, it's exactly more serious adult tone. They kind of have, like I said, that fade of color in and out, which makes it not quite so shockingly bright. You know, the yellows in the Rider-Waite are always like, okay, I see you. Yeah, because the images, it's not actually called the Dirty Pam, though, Cherry Bug. That's just, we in the community have kind of given it the nickname, the Dirty Pam. So that because there's so many different Rider-Waite decks, so that people would know what it was. It's actually the Pamela Coleman Smith RWS Tarot. If you order this deck right now, though, apparently you will just get a regular Rider-Waite deck. And so you have to wait until they reissue these cards. I believe it's supposed to be sometime this year. I know Simon is keeping an eye on it because so many people, because of Simon, wanted this deck, that he's keeping an eye on it so he can let people know when they have re-released this. Keep looking for my favorite card. Look at the 5 of Cups. Ugh, just, you feel the depression here. I would be more apt to get this deck. Yeah, the colors on the traditional are just those super bright, give me a headache kind of deck. Nothing really yet, Marge. They do, Hexen. I know of a neon version of the RWS. Here's the Magician. I keep waiting for my favorite, this one. I love, this is my favorite card of this deck. Here's Temperance. Hi, Grace. Look at the purples in the sky behind her. I just love it. So just a very, I really do like this. I need it in my life. It is called, I was just looking at it. This year, later this year, Papa Squirrel, it is supposed to be back out. Probably, I don't even want to guess. It is supposed to be back out later this year, though. And I'm trying to find that deck for you. What do I want to do? Hexen. It is Radiant. Yeah, the Radiant deck is kind of like more shockingly bright. It's not necessarily a... we need to send out a major notification in the group when it's available. Absolutely, for sure. The Neon deck, Hexen, is in the same group as the Simon deck. You know the deck that Simon's face was on? Is it this one? There's the Wait on Acid Tarot. There's the Retro Pop Tarot. He has a couple different ones. I'll give you the link. And there's oh shoot, hold on. Let me grab my Rider-Waite box. Ugh. Okay, so I keep all my Rider-Waite boxes or decks in this box. Actually, the Albano weight is kind of, it's not quite neon, but it is a more colorful Rider-Waite too, which is why I got this deck. This one, Simon and I, who were born in the 70s, like this one. Now, it is, some of them, see, it is kind of that, still that bright yellow. But when you get to, like, look at Death, that red sky, there's not enough as far as I'm concerned. Temperance, the bright rainbow. The Devil has the purple in the background. This is a very 70s version. So, of course, Simon and I love it. But the suits in this version each have a color correspondence. So the cups is kind of a light green color in the background, which is nice. Some of them have a darker green. 60s baby hair flower power, right? And then the swords is kind of a light yellow. Purple wings. Yep. Which makes it really pretty. Yeah, there's a lot more color on the one I'll message you. Look at the greens, though. I love the greens. The dark greens. And then the a lot of the quartz have like this light purple. Look at the horse is red. And then the orange for the wands. And all the wands have that orange. So that's very 70s. But the one I'm thinking is a lot more, it's a lot more color. And it's like the Rider, I think the Rider-Waite on Acid, or the Acid Rider-Waite, or something like that, is that bright neon stuff. And then what is this one? This one is the holographic Rider-Waite. So you get all the images are in this like holographic kind of picture. Hi, Maddie. Hold on, let me get back so I can see people in chat. That's my porn deck. Yeah, I like the holographic one too. Kind of adds a different layer. Now, I will tell you that the holographic one is from China, and the card stock is pretty shit. It's kind of, I mean, it's all right. It's thick enough, but you have to be really careful with it. I hardly ever use it because you can just tell that these cards are going to break down. So I would use it if, like to take pictures with and stuff like that. But I don't know if I would use it a lot, like for readings, because you can tell that the cards are going to break down. But it is a pretty deck. I like that deck. Yeah, exactly. Me too, Jez. I've never used it for a reading ever. I have taken a couple like Instagram and stuff pictures with it because it's such a pretty deck. But I don't think I would use it because the cardstock is pretty shit. And then this one, I really liked this one too. This is another one Simon made me do. Gem and the holograms. Yay! This one Simon recommended, and I edged that because it's a little bit more realistic. But it's cheap, so if it breaks down, it's easily replaced. That's true. I know. I should remember that and use it a little, but so these are what you would call true Rider-Waite clones. So they literally take the Rider-Waite deck and they put a little bit of their own spin on it, but it's really, the images are all really based on the Rider-Waite. But I always liked this deck. I haven't really pulled out my Rider-Waite. Oh, look at the 5. Nice 5 of Pentacles. We were just going over that card. So that's another one that's a little different. That one is called the Master Tarot deck. You can only get that at the site Astrology Answers. And it's pretty cheap. It wasn't real expensive or anything. I'm assuming it's still out. I think I got it a year or two ago. Something like that. And then I have a little version that, I don't know, the images were supposed to be more in tune with the original paintings or some crap. And then, what else? I don't even know what that one is. So that's the Rider-Waite decks that I have. But the Dirty Pam, that version is just such a nice version. There should be an 80s cartoon tarot, right? That would be awesome. That's a good idea. We were talking about my squirrel brain tonight, you guys. Sorry. 80s tarot. Oh, we were talking about hairbands. We were going to make a hairbands deck. Me and, Boop. Tangerine. I got the tiny one and trimmed it so now it fits on my keychain in a teeny tiny little bag. That's cool. Optimus Prime could be the death card, right? Transformation. That's a good idea. But Batfink is the hanging man. That would be good. The Master Tarot, yes, from astrology.com. Thank you. Yes, that's where that one goes in. Okay, so what I'm going to do, though, so for the present moment card, I am going to use the Dirty Pam edition, which is similar enough. It's just a little bit more muted, the colors are. And so when we talk about the story of the tarot, for me, when I can make a story of each card, see, Willow, I did not know your name was Jen. You would think I would know that and remember that because, hello, that's my name. Hopefully now I will. All right. I have got to figure out how to make it so the chats don't come up. Love the Golden Universal. Yep, absolutely. So for me, when I can put the card into a story, it helps me to remember the meanings better. If I can look at it and go, oh, the story is, that's okay, Maddie. I know. You guys are fine. I got to figure out technically how to do that better. The story, that's where I am. Boy, I am really squirrely tonight, guys, so I apologize. I'm going to lower this just a little because it's just a little too high. Oh, thank you. I just put it on right before I came in because I thought, oh, shoot, I haven't reapplied it at all. So I just put it right back on. Where's your crystal? Which one? I have two in my cage today. I have a Petersite, which I love. This is my Petersite. You need your crystal and the devil card ready at all times, right? See my Petersite stone? This is, to be honest with you, this is a rather ugly Petersite. I love the blue Petersite, is gorgeous. And they have some really pretty red ones too that looks like there's galaxies in there for days. And I have a witch's broom, which is the black kyanite. You're filling me with being bracelets, queens. Yay! So the story of the tarot. What properties does it have? Petersite. Petersite is, it looks like a galaxy. So Petersite is about connecting to your higher self throughout the connections of the galaxy, which is, you know, one of my big things is talking about all those connections and how to connect. And it does, I feel like it helps me remember that during the day when I'm at work and I'm kind of like sick of boobs and hi, Art and Tarot. Then suddenly I'm kind of like, well, you knocked yourself off of chat. Oh, no. So I love the Petersite. Black kyanite now. Black kyanite is good for so many things. Kyanite itself is, all forms of kyanite are very good for all of your chakras. Blue kyanite in specific does both cleansing, scrubbing, and re-energizing every single chakra. And the black kyanite is very good at connecting all of your chakras together. So sometimes our root chakra might be okay, but it's not really connecting to the rest of the chakras. And so you're kind of feeling disconnected. Like you may be grounded, but you're not connecting and communicating. Your chakras aren't communicating with each other. And so that black kyanite just kind of, I say it kind of aligns your chakras so that they line up and they're able to communicate with each other, which is good. I love blue kyanite too. Sorry, don't inhale your spit. That's the tip for the day. Oh, how do you know when it's not aligned? Okay. I could go through a whole, I really need to put it in a different video because I could go through a whole teaching course on the chakras, and I should, and I will. But if I do that, it's already almost a half an hour and we haven't even really started the cards yet. So I'm going to try not to squirrel myself out. I so want to answer that too. I'm like, well, but then I'm going, yeah, I know me. And it'll be another half hour before we get back to the cards. So I will do that video coming up very shortly, maybe this weekend, because there's a lot of stuff we could talk about with the chakras. Awesome. Okay. Sounds good. Tarot. So for me, the story of the tarot really helps me to remember. For a lot of people, hi, Justin, you made it. I need a pen and paper. I know. I feel like that's why I try to tell people to go back to the files in our Facebook group and put your suggestion in the files, because by the time I get off of here, I might not remember it, but hopefully you will. That's okay, Em, because I'm just starting. A lot of people talk about the entire tarot, especially the major arcana, as the journey of the fool. So they talk about the fool's journey is the entire major arcana of the tarot. And that helps to connect all those cards together. What's the best crystal to keep on oneself to protect from a psychic vampire? Oh, so many. Let's see, though. The best one. I would say, although I'm really tempted to say obsidian, but I'm going to say like rainbow obsidian, because obsidian is very harsh. And I sometimes have a problem with obsidian because it does its work like bang. And sometimes if you're not ready for that, it's a little bit too jarring. But obsidian will mirror stuff back to people that people are throwing at you. So in order for you to kind of stay away from that bad energy, I would use obsidian, but, you know, kind of tamp it down a little bit. Use a rainbow obsidian or even a gold sheen obsidian or silver sheen obsidian, mahogany obsidian. There's a whole range of different obsidians, and they all are very good at that kind of thing. And if it's not regular obsidian arrow points, absolutely they work. Yep. They are harsh about it though. So just be aware that sometimes that psychic vampire will feel like, if they're aware at all, a lot of them aren't, which is good. If they're aware at all though, any that is big enough to hit them with, yes. If they're aware at all, Jet can help with that. Yes, Jet is good and is a little bit less harsh. If they're aware at all, they may say to you, "Are you okay? Are you mad at me or something?" Because you have this obsidian to bring their energy back to them. They suddenly will be like, "Oh, wait, whoa, what the hell is going on?" So absolutely be careful with that. Okay. What's a psychic vampire? Damn it, you guys. I was almost ready to start. You're welcome. A psychic vampire is one of those people, and you will know. They are one of those people that has to, that's okay. I totally get it. That they drain you. They maybe start a hashtag for people to use so you can just search your hashtag for topics when you need them. Willow and topics. Oh, that's a good idea. I didn't even think of that. See? It takes people, energy suckers, thank you. It takes people who are more technologically advanced than myself to think of that. But it's those people that always have a problem. They always want to one-up you. Like if you have an issue that's been going on, they're like, "Oh yeah, but look at what happened to me." Blah, 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 blah. And every time they just suck the energy right out of you because they constantly have an issue. They constantly having a problem. They're constantly wanting to talk about, "Oh, this thing happened." Drama queens. But they want to suck every ounce of energy out of you. Yep. What the heck was that SNL character? Debbie Downer. Was that her name? I can't remember, but she was so good, and she would do that. "Oh yeah, but this happened to be," and somebody would say something, she'd one up it, like way one up it. Anyways, all right, here we go. We're gonna start. Ready? So like everyone I've ever worked with in nursing. Yes, exactly, Sherry Bug. You have it perfectly. That's exactly right. Which is why I like my little office where it's just me. And my boss literally was like, when I said to her, "Are you trying to make me quit?" She's like, "What? You don't like us?" And I'm like, "Sure, I like you, but that doesn't mean that I want to spend a lot of time here." Because no. Okay. So we're going to start with just the present moment to start out with. Yay! Oh, good, Shauna. I'm glad, honey. Welcome. The present moment fool. And what we know about the present moment fool. We know a lot about the present moment fool, right? Yep, drama queens constantly have a problem. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, that happened to you? This is what happened to me. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Thank you, Jess. So what do we know? What do we know about the Fool? If we look in, I hate to go to Holistic Tarot because we use it so much for the other one. Let's go to modern tarot for a minute. And like I said, the energy is really exciting because it's before anything happens. So it's like that buildup of energy before the Big Bang. It's the buildup of energy before something actually happens. Welcome to one of my favorite cards. So this is Modern Tarot from Michelle T. Welcome to one of my favorite cards in the tarot. Zero, the Fool, is our guide through the 78 cards. As we advance chronologically through the major arcana, it is said to be the Fool's journey. Perfect. We encounter, as he did, each archetype and its particular energy in deliberate order. In the Fool's own card, then, we are at the start of a terrific journey. Ahead lies all potential, the highest highs of love and money, career and intellect, and the lowest lows of despair, destitution, loneliness, and devastation. The Fool, like all of us in our lives, will experience it all, and in due time. But right now, as we prepare to set off on our path, it is all joy and optimism, a feeling in our gut that we are doing the right thing, that we'll find the right way, find our people, our calling, our love, and our fortune. This sense of limitless possibility, of implicit permission to take a wild leap into the unknown is what makes this card my favorite. So it is literally raw potential, right? It is this feeling that, yes, I'm at the beginning. When you start something that you know you really love and you're like, yes, this is the first day of the rest of my life. I am on my way, and you're positive about it and nobody has said anything negative, and you feel like you can do it all, and you've got great ideas in your head, and you're off to the races as soon as you start, and it is just a wonderful day. So we see him and what is going on here? Let's just describe what we see in the card. He has his head up in the air. He has a white rose in his hand. He has all his possessions. Everything he owns is in this little sack behind him, tied to his walking stick. Yep, happy-go-lucky. Perfect. His little dog here is one of two things. Yep, he's either playing right by him or he's warning him, hey, you do know there's a cliff right here, right? Are you aware that there's a cliff right here in front of you? Hey, hello, cliff. His belt is the zodiac signs. I didn't know that. I did not know that, Marge. All this time. About to fall off a fucking cliff, looking all happy and unaware. That's right. The rose, the white rose indicates purity. Absolutely. He's newly born into the world. Yep. That raw potential energy just out to go. So if you had to think about what was going on right before we got to this point in his life, what happened right before? That's what we're going to be looking at. So what happened right before The regular card that we're used to, what happened first? So what do we see here? The common sense of a 12-year-old. Yep. He had to pack his little handkerchief. Absolutely. Yep. Definitely. He took everything he owned. He put it into his little handkerchief. Tell mom and dad he's running away, taking the dog, right? Absolutely. I am going out to make my fortune, mom and dad, and I'm taking Spot with me. The Fool is the card with no number. It can be placed at the beginning of the trumps or at the end. Yep, absolutely. Handkerchiefs were for the tears that you had to cry after the world got a hold of him. Oh, right? No kidding. So here we see the before card, and on his rocky path here, he finds the rose bushes with all these beautiful white roses, and he just can't stop. Yes, he's picking the flower to enjoy the smell and the living, the life of hope. Yes, he's enjoying his walk, all that. So let's read what the Foresight book says. Is that a dog or a white wolf? It's a dog. A dog. Hang on. And I even marked the page and I can't get it open for some reason. Here we go. Dog is chasing its top to smell the roses, chasing its tail. Yep. Yeah. Yes. Good catch. So the Fool, oh, come on. There you go. The Fool is the happy wanderer, with plenty of time to stop and smell the roses. On this particular journey, the Fool ambles along a rocky path, which poses the possibility of stumbling blocks or tripping hazards. Despite the small obstacles underfoot, there's no sign of imminent danger. He strolls beneath the shining sun in the cloudless sky, which suggests optimism and clear thinking. He carries a walking stick slung casually over his shoulder. He uses this stick to carry everything he owns and needs in a humble leather bag. As the Fool bends down to pluck a white rose from a bush, the image of the pure white blossoms reinforces his own innocence and purity. His black tunic is emblazoned with yellow sunflowers and a tree of life design. He also wears a jaunty green cap with a red feather that blows in the breeze. While hats, caps, and other head coverings represent thought and intellectual ability, a feather in one's cap is a long-standing symbol of victory and success. This Fool might be inexperienced, but he's not a simpleton. So there's a big difference there. He's not an idiot. Is he now in this one kind of, not using his head much? Absolutely. But he is not an idiot. He is just an optimist. He thinks the whole world is in his sights and he can do whatever he wants. The whole world is with him. The rose bush is beautiful, but can be dangerous with thorns. Yep. All the crap in his bag on the stick. The wallet is all the things the magician has on his altar. Absolutely. Near his feet, the Fool's dog, his faithful, loyal traveling companion, nips and chases his own tail. In the distance, a range of mountain peaks hints at boundaries to be crossed, challenges to overcome, and adventures that await in strange and distant lands. The Fool embodies the element of air. He is light and he is not enslaved to gravity. Like a feather on the wind, he's calm and unconcerned about the mendacities of day-to-day life. He packed a snack for sure, not completely clueless, right? Absolutely. Oh my God, I bet he is a water mixed with air sign, right? My new catchphrase, I'm not an idiot, I'm just an optimist. That's right. Does the dog chasing its tail represent him going in circles? Not necessarily. It represents him not taking the time to plan every step out. kind of going with the flow and being able to drop things at a moment's notice and go a little bit different direction. He's not a planner. He is intelligent, but he is just a fly by the seat of your pants kind of guy. I like this interpretation better, considering we can be the fool at any moment in life. It more relates to us as adults versus the child starting something new. Absolutely, me too. The fool is a minimalist. Yes, everything he owns is right here with him. Absolutely. Nice. So he picks his rose, and he's got this rose in his hand, and he's looking at the world at his feet. He's not worried about anything that's in front of him. So what happens when this is done? What happens in the next moment? Confirmed, I was right. The belt that the fool has wrapped around his waist is the zodiac of the 12 signs representing time. So the fool straps on time before beginning the adventure. That's a cool detail. Ooh. I didn't even stop to look at the back of these cards yet. How funny is that? First of all, this is the before tarot. I like the backs. They're pretty. And then this is the after tarot, the back of the after tarot, which is pretty too. All right, so right after here, this is what happens next. So, okay, things may not always go as planned, especially when we don't have a clear plan. And if we're not paying attention, we can find ourselves kind of dangling off the edge of the cliff here. The sun behind him, hang on, because it just said this. Strolls beneath a shining sun in a cloudless sky, which suggests optimism and clear thinking. The dog knew it. Yes, the dog was like, hey, watch out, watch out, watch out. Letting go all he owns to keep the flower. And that's the biggest deal. To me, that is the biggest deal of this whole card. Is that what is important to him? He is truly a carefree spirit, for sure. And the dog is saying, I tried to tell you, dumbass, right? But he is more worried about the flower that he found that is in front of him, the innocence, the purity. He's not going to let this misstep change his optimism. His innocence, his purity, holding on to his innocence. That's right. He's not going to let this misstep cloud his thinking, make him become jaded, right? Yep, he's sniffing the flower. He's let his belongings go, all those things that he packed up. The fool is also carrying a wand with the wallet hanging at the end. The wallet and wand form a sexual symbol. The wallet is feminine and the wand is masculine, a symbol of the will. Yep, that's great, which he now has let go of because it's not as important to him as what this rose is. In your YouTube panel where your playlists are, keep checking the subscriptions page. All your live cams will be on top. Oh, okay, I gotcha. Yes, he's sniffing the flower. He's an expert rock climber for sure, right? Because all he needs is that one hand. He's not worried about it. He is a savage, right? So let's read what he says about this. The Fool is the only unnumbered card in the tarot. That sets him apart. He can wander outside the bounds of society's rules and regulations. He has the freedom to enjoy life's journey without worrying about deadlines, timelines, or final destinations. Technically speaking, 0 isn't a number. It symbolizes the period before existence, or the state of non-being. Because it has a circular shape, 0 also represents the cosmic egg, the wheel of the year, and the cycle of life. Like a ring, it has no beginning and no end. The fool is a simpleton, joker, clown, and trickster. He's also wiser than he seems. He uses his innocence and simplicity to question the established standards of society, culture, and civilization. The fool hangs from the edge of a cliff. Above him, a dog yelps with excitement. He looks ready to take the leap and follow along or fall along. The cliff is crumbling. Small pebbles and rocks fall to the ground past the young man, whose legs are still striding in midair. His walking stick and bag are falling too, but the fool seems completely unconcerned. At the moment, the fool's sole focus is the white rose in his hand. He inhales its scent, breathing deeply with his eyes closed. The fool embodies the element of air. He's light and he's not enslaved to gravity. Like a feather on the wind, he's calm and unconcerned about the mendacities of day-to-day life. What an incredible way to be. That you can... Hi, Queen. That you can look at a situation that some might go, oh my gosh, this is a dire situation. You are hanging off a cliff. Don't you know that you're right on the edge, and if you not paying attention, you're going to fall and you could hurt yourself, and he is unconcerned. It's okay. I have too much anxiety to be like that. And I agree sometimes. I have to say, if I remind myself, I can put myself in that space and time where I can put aside those things. My entire family, I have to say, my entire family has had anxiety issues forever. My grandmother was on anxiety medication. My mother, my aunt are on anxiety medication. Two of my sons do things for anxiety, one being marijuana. Did he lose his shoes? He did not. It's hard to see because they look kind of like socks, but his pants are green and his shoes are like this yellow color here. He has total faith that things will work out toward his greatest good. We missed you, Ange. So what is the significance of the deck? Would you use these interpretations of before and after to add to the original card, or is it more for story self-understanding purposes? Good question. And the answer is all of the above. You could use them to do a reading with. I can see myself. There's one person in particular that I have talked about before that I do a reading for her all the time. And she's been in the same situation for months with her relationship. And she keeps asking the question. So to me, I'm like, okay, let's go back a little. Let's start at the beginning with what we need to talk about before your question. Let's talk about what you need to do to get back to your simpler self. Right? I'm going to cheat off of all of Ange's tests too, for sure. I can also see the fool is also known as the excuse as well. Yes, it is. I can also see someone coming to you for a reading and saying, so I just ended this business. I tried to start this business and it didn't go well. And I want to know what it was. What was it that happened that can I analyze a little bit through the tarot what happened with it? And I can see pulling out the after deck and saying, okay, it's after the fact. Let's pull out the after deck and see if we can analyze maybe some things that happened and why and how. So these certainly, both of these decks can be used for readings because we know, especially after we study them all, we're going to know all of this. We're going to know the progression, right? Actually, this is probably backwards. So we're going to know the progression of what happened in the beginning. Oh, come on. What happens in the original card and then what happens after. So depending on what situation you're reading for, you can pick the deck that you think, maybe we'll need a little bit more self-evaluation after the fact. Past life readings. Oh, that would be great. As well as, and I think the after deck would be good for self-life readings too, because we can analyze after the fact what happened in our past lives. Absolutely. How interesting would it be too? And my, little squirrel brain here is going, how interesting would it be to put them all together and see which cards come out? And is it the before? Is it the after? Is it the present moment? We could use them as an all-together kind of deck and be able to tell if this was something done in the past or if we need to reevaluate. Yeah, like combine them. If we need to reevaluate something that happened in the past, if we're talking about something that happened right now, or if we're talking about something in the future. I can see lots and lots of uses for all three of these. Yeah, I know, right? I agree, Jack. Fuck shuffling them all together, though. Whew. I always thought we should get, in the old days, they had those automatic shufflers. We should just make them a little bigger for tarot cards so you could make the size adjustable and have an automatic shuffler. That would be a thick deck, right? But it would be cool. Like some people, I know a lot of people have put together all the Lucy Cavendish oracles. They put them all together and they say that it's a great oracle deck altogether. But whoo, yeah, it's like, this much. Next, the vice versa. Oh, funny you say that, Erica, because guess what other card I have sitting on the table? Not quite the vice versa, but pretty close. This one is the Tarot of the New Vision. So the last perspective that I just wanted to get while we're talking about the before and the after and we're looking at the story, the last perspective is from behind. What's the vice versa? Is it related to these? Kind of, yes, it is. The vice versa is just like the Tarot of the New Vision. The Tarot of the New Vision takes each card and turns it around. So here's this card. You might have to do a wash shuffle to do that, right? I know it. Oracle of the Oddities too. Yes, all together. I will say though, at least the Oracle of the Oddities is smaller. It's only, what did she do? Like 30 cards per Oracle. Well, yeah, that does seem like a lot when you put them all together, but it really doesn't feel like that much because I think the card stock is a little thin, but. So here's the regular Fool card. When we're looking at the Tarot of the New Vision, what we're doing is flipping the card over. And instead of seeing the back of the card, we're seeing the from behind view of what happens if you could stand behind the Fool, wash, shuffle, and pick out the cards, right? If you could see what happens from behind the Fool. So now we're looking at what was the Fool looking at? Oddities thin, sips tea. Sorry, Papa Squirrel. I thought you said, didn't you have one of the oddities already before you were waiting for this one for so long? They are a little thin. Sorry to pour salt in that wound. In that wound. So what was the fool looking at here? Now we found out he was looking, there was a volcano. So not still waiting. I know, Papa Squirrel, I know. Breathe. Poor Papa Squirrel. Oh, wash the salt out, right? So we're looking at a volcano. So how much more intense is the fact that this fool, this man, his focus is such that even though there's a volcano in front of him, he can still focus on his innocence and purity and not worry about the volcano that he sees way off in the distance. The flower is behind him, not in front of him. Right? But once he falls, I think I'm going to try putting them all together and wash shuffle it and see what kind of reading I get, right? It would be an interesting reading for sure. He's the yellow guy, right? I thought that was another person, not a volcano. Oh, here we go. That should help. I would have to mirror the cards with the original, right? So that just gives you another perspective, which I really like to enhance the story. And as we go on with other cards, it's so interesting to me. Now, this tarot, the Tarot of the New Vision, I've been working with for a little while, and it's like seeing behind the curtain, and literally like with the High Priestess, the veil, we get to see what's behind that veil. We never knew before what was back there. Now, understand, it's this artist's interpretation of what was behind the veil. We don't know for sure if Pamela Coleman Smith thought there was anything behind that veil. And the volcano is erupted. That's right. So it's making noise. It's puffing smoke. I love this, Jen. You give so much, and so does this group. You too, Jackie. I'm curious to see if more of my past, present, future shows up on my reading, right? Perspective. He doesn't care. Thank you, Jen. I thought it was a guy in jeans. What's behind the veil? Ooh, we have to see in 2 weeks when we do. So next week's will be the Magician. Or you can buy the deck. Or you can probably even Google it, for goodness sake. But I didn't tell you that. I don't want to ruin the surprise. The Fool is very childlike in his outlook of the world, which is wonderful, even if it ain't practical. That's right. And how awesome is it to carry that purity and innocence with you in the face of the shit that sometimes we face? Sometimes we are looking at a big, huge pile of shit right in front of us. And how hard is it to go, you know what? I'm not going to let that affect me. I know that the universe has my back. And I know that I already have an outcome that I see. And I know that, and my favorite saying from, have you started The Alchemist with me yet? I uploaded the first 3 readings. My favorite saying from The Alchemist is, when we want something, all the universe conspires to help you. All the universe, the entire universe starts wheeling its gears to help you to succeed. The entire universe. Hi, Jeff. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. So how great is it that he can do that? That he's looked at Watched all 3 while laid up in bed today. Good. That he's looked at this face of this volcano, this big pile of shit in front of him. And he still chooses to focus on the good. You ordered the book? Yay, good, Jackie. I'm telling you guys, The Alchemist, it changed my life. And I so want just a little bit of that feeling for all of us in this group. I think we all deserve to take a look at our lives in a positive perspective. And this book does that. So I do want you to go and watch. They're like 15-minute segments. I've put 3 of them up so far. And it kind of goes along with our study today. It kind of goes along with the Fool and what he's all about and what he's looking at and what his perspective is and what he's decided is important. Life is a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. That's right. My copy of The Alchemist comes Friday. I'm going to read along with your video once I have it. Awesome. Hi, Thomas. Jurassic Park shit. Sometimes it is, Caroline. It is. That is me today. I've been trying to get my mom to read the book. She's had it for years. I know. I have bought it for my sons. I have all that stuff. Jen, I see the Fool card reminds me of Forrest Gump. Absolutely. How awesome was that? That's why everybody loved him so much, because he was so innocent and he was so optimistic and he just set a goal and he kept going. And if something got in his way, he went around it or he went through it. Or look at when he was running across country. I just love that. What a great movie. He's running across country and you start to see it's raining on him and it's snowing, then all this stuff. It's just incredible. And he keeps right on going. I will read it again. Good. Good. And Jez, I am literally just reading it out loud on our channel. I'm uploading it onto Facebook and onto the YouTube channel. And then we're going to have a big discussion at the end of it. When I have forced you all to read it, we're going to have a big discussion about what this means and what does that make us feel and how can we apply this in our own lives and what can we change to maybe get out of our own way. It is uploaded. I uploaded the first 3 episodes on the YouTube channel, on this YouTube channel, and also on the Facebook group. The same thing. It's exactly the same. I just wanted to make sure I uploaded it in both spots. The one funny thing about Forrest Gump is he ran across America several times having sex once. Right? I love the Fool card. I wish we could all live more like the Fool. Exactly. And I'm telling you guys, that is The Alchemist. That's what it teaches you. That's one of the big things that it's trying to teach you is to look at your life differently. To not strip away all the years that you've been jaded by crap that's happened in your life and start from the beginning again. Hi, Trevor. That's okay. YouTube has sucked for notifications, so I'm sorry. Videos work better on YouTube for me. That's okay. I put it on both platforms. I think I have this book too. Quantum Physics, Law of Attraction, Answered Prayers. Yep. Absolutely. Jennifer, is it on audiobooks? I'm sure it must be, but I'm literally doing that for you, Caroline. I have uploaded it. I've read it out loud, and so you don't have to pay for it. I'm literally doing that. I got the Page of Cups and the Fool today. Yes. Awesome. And I got the flu. Oh, no. Oh, I'm sorry, Trevor. But you know what? Maybe you got the flu because the universe wants you to listen to this book. And it wants you to have time to sit at home. And yes, you feel crappy, but you know what? Listen to this book. Listen to this book. Let it inspire you again. Let it fill you up and make you feel like you can do anything. Can't we all use a little bit of that fool's energy? That, oh my gosh, the universe is so incredible that it just wants to send us on its way. It wants to, I mean, if you break down that quote, my favorite quote, which is, when you want something, all the universe conspires to help you achieve it. All the universe. Symbolism everywhere. Yes, universe, where are you at? It's right there. Reach out. When you want something, everything, the universe starts putting things in motion to put things in front of you so that you see, oh, wait, maybe this has something to do with me. Or it knocks something down in front of you because it says, no, that's not your path. That's somebody else's path. Turn left. Go that way. And sometimes we sit in front of that tree that it knocked in front of us and we're like, oh, look at, here's a downed tree. And it's right in my path. Oh, woe is me. What am I going to do? This tree is in front of me and I will never be able to go anywhere again. What shall I do? And the universe is like, hello, I put that in front of you because that is not your path. Turn left. It's right there. Firewood, right? Jen made me do it. If doing this will it cause bad luck? I don't know what you're talking about, Ewan. Jen made me do it. So, do you think sometimes that when things don't go as we hoped, it is because we aren't meant to do it? Yes. Oh, yes. Absolutely. Now, am I saying that every time you run into an issue, you should just turn the other direction? No. Sometimes we're just meant to work a little harder, to get up and try again in the morning, to be a little persistent. But if you come across a block that is very clearly a block and is the universe like really setting something in front of you saying, nope, this is not it, then there's a reason for that. That's not just because the universe likes to fuck with us. Although sometimes I wonder, believe me, I do wonder. There are days that you're like, are you kidding? No failures. No. I totally understand. Let me tell you, I was fired from a job that I was at for 7 years. 7 years. Now, I will tell you that I came home crying at least once a week. It was a job that I loved to do, but the people there were toxic. And so when I got fired, it took me a good year to not feel like I was a complete failure. Even though I had put feelers out, I was like, get me the hell out of here. But my path was, I'm here, and I got fired for this ridiculous reason. And so when that happened, I thought, what the hell? I can't even keep a job that I've been at for 7 years, and I am great at this job. I ran the CT department, the CAT scan department, and I was great. And I thought, what is wrong with me? What is wrong with me that I can't? It took me a year to go, you know what? Wait a second. Hold on. There are so many other things that I want to do. I started this channel. I mean, don't get me wrong. I still love CT and I would like to do it once in a while, although it probably will never happen again because that's just not in the cards for me. But the universe was like, oh no, you know what? You are wasted here. So if you have tried to get to 7, where is it? Let me go back. Universe, where are you at? 7 PhD programs you've been denied by 4. They were not the ones for you. Jen just summed me up with the whole woe is me, and I have to stop and remind myself it's only a stepping stone. Yes, sometimes you have to work hard. Others, you have to know it's not yours. That's right. PhD is dedication. Absolutely, it's dedication. Don't give up. Absolutely, you will find it. Life will lead you in the direction that you're supposed to go. Fighting will only make change difficult for you. I tried to be extra positive today. It just gets to me, but I will remember your words, and thank you all so much for your... Absolutely. Absolutely. Sometimes you have to fall down to see a new perspective. Yes, yes, yes. And what did you... I almost said something because something... I did remember your words. Nope, before that. Life will lead you in the direction that you're supposed to go. Fighting. Yes, fighting will only make things difficult for you. So Eckhart Tolle, who I talk about sometimes, and I know not everyone likes Eckhart Tolle, and that's okay. You don't have to. I think he's just so cute, and I love to listen to his audiobooks because he snivels when he laughs. He goes, he sounds like a little rat. Anyways, Eckhart Tolle says to live in the present moment, which is not easy at all. It is so hard to do. But when you are trying to live in the present moment, what you have to remember is that everything that happens to you, if you can look at that thing like you planned it, he says, in order to live in the present moment, treat everything that comes at you as if you had planned it that way. So that you are not, because our pain and our anger and our frustration and our hurt, that comes when something comes at us and we don't accept it for what it is. So this thing happens, I got denied by this place, and I'm like, no, I didn't get denied. I worked so hard, and I wanted it so bad, and I tried to get there, and if it, instead, when it came in, if we went, well, another place that I know was not for me, thank goodness I put all those feelers out, and the universe said, oh, you don't want that one. If we treat everything that comes at us as if we had planned it, then we are able to accept that moment for what it is. And there's no more pain, and there's no more. And now, believe me, that is so hard to do. I'm not saying, just do that. That would be great, wouldn't it? But if we can try to remember that, then it makes the little pitfalls and the trees in front of us into, you know what? That was not mine. That was not mine to have. I even did a spell today to get rid of these feelings of failure. There you go. And then the universe led you to us, right? You will conquer. I remember getting so upset because I applied to so many jobs and got rejected after interviews over and over. I finally interviewed where I am now. Been there for 5 years. It's where I belong. It's where you belong. And if you had accepted one of those jobs, you would have been miserable. And the universe knew that. I'm in college right now in my mid-40s in my 40s. I didn't say mid. Sorry, Jackie. And when I meet a bad grade, I reevaluate and move forward. You got this. You really worked hard. Persist. You will find the college that fits. Thank you all. And it jumped again. Damn it. Literally crying. You are good people too, sweetheart. You are. Jennifer, you or anyone who has been let go, you may have manifested that, but you most likely didn't realize that at that time. Absolutely. Absolutely. My family, when I came home and said I had been fired, they were like, well, thank goodness, because we're sick of you coming home so miserable and crying and upset and hating that and all that. Thank goodness. And I'm like, thank goodness? What? Okay. Yes, I really like that perspective, Mama. That definitely takes some conscious effort. Yes, it does. Oh, such conscious effort. Such conscious effort, for sure. Sometimes I'm good at that. Usually, absolutely, Thomas, and we all are. Sometimes we're like, oh, yes, I got this. And sometimes we suck at it. And that's just because we're humans. We're not supposed to be great at it all the time, for sure. Yes, yes, yes. There was a period when it felt so natural and I lost it. I need to find it again. Yep, absolutely. And and when you're in that space where you can live for the present moment, you're like, why wasn't I doing this all the time? It's so much easier and life goes on so much better and everything seems to turn in your direction and everything seems good. And it's not that everything's good. It's just that your perspective has changed and you're like, it's all right. Everything is okay. Am I alive right now? Am I warm right now? Do I have a home? Do I have someplace to go? It's all right. I'm okay. I'm alive. So that everything seems like it's going your way. And that's what you're attracting to you too, the law of attraction stuff, right? And then something happens that we find ourselves kicked out of the present moment and we're like, oh, what's the matter? That's totally normal. It's human. It's okay. We're humans. Hopefully we'll be there for each other to say, hey, you know what? It sucks. And you're allowed to feel that. Don't let me say that you're not allowed to feel that. You are, for sure. But feel it for a while. Get that stuff out. And then let go of it. It's not yours. Just like the death card from the steampunk book. Yes. Oh, yes. Witchy Woo had a great live today from her steampunk tarot. So look at Witchy Woo's channel. That was true. You missed 80 minutes worth, right? Jen, I appreciate everything you're saying, but with having ADHD, I've been afraid to live in the present moment because I'm afraid of being impulsive and not planning for my future self. Okay, Jack, I'm with you. And you know me. We've talked about ADHD because I'm right there with you. And what I can tell you is you still can live in the present moment. Being in the present moment does not mean I'm not going to plan anything out. Like, there are things Eckhart talks about, and Eckhart goes way into it, like way into it. Because he'll say, people ask me, how do you plan like your talks and stuff like that? And if they say you're going to be there at 4:00, do you keep time and he's like, of course. I'm still bound to the laws of the place that we live. So of course you have to plan for your future, that kind of thing. But in the emotional day-to-day happenings that happen to you or happen for you or happen about you or happen around you, trying to live in that present moment will help us to accept what is. And that's really what it is about, is accepting what is. When we are not accepting the things that are, no matter what, this is what is, that's when we feel that pain. That's when Eckhart calls it the pain body. We feel pain, we feel anger, we feel frustration, we feel hurt. All that is because we are not accepting what is. And so there's a way to do that. That doesn't mean don't ever plan anything. If I said to my job, I'm sorry, I'm living in the present moment, and the present moment says, I want to sleep in. My job would go, no, sorry, honey, that would be great, but nope. We live in this world, and there are rules to this world, for sure. I second that. And being in a different time zone, I space it out. That's okay. Yeah, right? You can always reinvent yourself, too. Look at Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, football player, wrestler, actor. Yep. You are so great. You're always so positive during other people's videos. I hope you can trust yourself to live in the present moment, at least emotionally. Yep, absolutely. Are the Alchemist readings on your YouTube or on the Facebook group? They are on both. I have loaded them. They're the same exact readings. I have loaded them here on the YouTube group, and I have loaded them on the Facebook group. So whichever works better for you, you can find them on both places. The gentle silence of death takes all your sorrow, transforms it, and gives it back to you as love. That's the death card explanation for the Steampunk Tarot. Isn't that gorgeous? Let me read that one more time. If I can find it, damn it. Yes, the gentle silence of death takes all your sorrow, transforms it, and gives it back to you as love. Powerful, powerful thing. Wheel of Fortune, find the middle for the ride, right? They're definitely on YouTube. They are on Facebook also. So many people's channels. I'm not sure who is who and what they are on. I know, I hear you, honey. I didn't get notifications for those, so I was thinking they were maybe only on the Facebook. They are on both. Wasn't that great? Great, great, great. Okay, guys, we're coming up on an hour and a half. What do you guys think? I really like this study. I think it's a great study. I think it gives us different perspectives on the cards. And I'm really excited to keep going through each of the cards with this study. I like our other study too, and that will be on Tuesday night still. But I do like this study too. It just really gives you a different perspective and allows us to see the story of the card. Good, good, good. Awesome. All right. Yay. Tomorrow is Friday. Tomorrow is Friday the 15th, which means I try to wait till after Valentine's Day before I start really getting into the Ostara stuff. I know. Wait, there was a video. Somebody wanted a video. Your birthday is tomorrow. Happy birthday. And being able to be a part of it. Good. I'm so glad. Good. Somebody wanted a video. And see, I lost it already, you guys. What was the video? Chakras. Chakras. And how they connect to each other and how you know when they're not connected. I might save that for Sunday. Now, Saturday, I'm going to take the day off Saturday because, for one thing, I think I need a family night, I think. Although I probably won't be off all Saturday. I'll probably post something in the morning. But Sunday, I will be on Sunday. And maybe we'll do the chakra thing on Sunday. Perhaps. We'll see. You know me. It depends on what the universe tells me to do. All right, guys. I love you. I adore you all. My little squirrels. I love you guys so much. I'm so excited and honored and just happy to be able to help you connect better. That's what it is for me. I'm so glad. Also, I have put up, I hate doing this. I hate the commercial thing, but I have put up for paid readings on my Etsy shop. And I believe they are going to be posted. The link for my Etsy shop is going to be posted in the down bar here, in case you want a paid reading. And that's just because I had to, really, it's because my damn car, I had to pay so much for my damn car. I had to borrow from my son, which I hate. I'm like, oh my God. My face kind of goes into contortions because I hate borrowing money from my son. It's supposed to be the other way around. Anyways. All right, guys, I love you. Thank you for coming, and press the like and the notification bell and all that, technical stuff that I never remember to say because I'm not very technical.